us about the Zetas. I mean, these are people that essentially the U.S. trained, and now they're fighting against us.
Yeah. The Zetas were part of an elite military group that the U.S. Special Forces and others trained in counter-narcotics to help us fight the drug war in Mexico in the 1990s. And a lot of their officers decided in the mid to late 90s, well, you know, we can make a lot more money if we switch sides. And so they took our weapons, our training, our expertise, and our know-how, and hired themselves out initially to the Gulf cartel to be their enforcers, their hitmen. And now they're working for themselves, and they're amongst the most vicious of all these organizations down there. And so that's the lesson. You know, our politicians say, well, it's a shared responsibility. We have to help Mexico fight the drug war, you know, with us, because we both have responsibilities here. Well, that's a nice political sentiment, but if you can't guarantee the loyalty of the people you train at the end of the day, it's a mistake. Because all it takes is a couple of bad apples in strategic places to leak the information about when the next bust is coming, who they're going after, how they're going to do it. And if you train these people to fight the drug war, you conversely show them how to evade capture as well.
Of course, yeah. And I mean, this is something that unfortunately I feel like the U.S. runs into everywhere. How many enemies are we now fighting that in the past used to be our friend, whom we used to fund and supply weapons to? You know, it's like a broken record. It keeps happening over and over and over again.
Yes.
Now, what do you make of this, the fact that they fired 3,200 federal agents in Mexico? I mean, Calderon, his policies are not popular in Mexico. 73% of the population, according to this new poll from a newspaper in Mexico City, said that they don't support his policies. So is this kind of a move, just a, a ploy to try to get public support?
Well, I mean, there's good and bad news out of this, right? The good side is that they're actually capturing some of these people, or finding the people who have suspect ties and behaviors, and starting to deal with them. And there are another 1,000 that are being disciplined internally. But it's discouraging when you realize that's 10% of the federal police force can't be trusted. And so imagine trying to set up, roadblocks and operations. All it takes is a few strategically placed people who can be bribed very easily, because the pay rates of these federal officers are so low in Mexico that the cartels can buy them off very easily. Once
again, know who your friends are, and who you can't trust, unfortunately, because they'll turn.
And for a lot of these people, they're given a choice. We call it corruption, but I have a hard time using that word. If they make an offer, silver or lead. Do you want to take a bullet, or do you want to take a bribe? And if you don't take the bribe, we will kill you, and we won't get prosecuted.